I am live. Hello? Hello? Hi. I'm on. Going live. Oh, that's not okay. Going live. Hi. Welcome to the live chat. Welcome to the live chat today, Friday. Hope you feel welcome. You can come on in and join Auntie D here as she's about to share something and to have us all having a conversation. Last evening, that's yesterday, Thursday evening, we looked at grandparents as how they can play, or how much we'll try to find out how much grandparents are involved in their grandchildren's lives, right? And this afternoon, as a follow up, I really should have come on earlier as I had promised, but guys, on a Friday afternoon, on a Friday, so much things to get done, and within a good time, so I can come and spend some time with you. Because later on, about 8 o'clock, I plan to be back again. But that will now be in the form of a devotion, right? I know some of you don't like devotion. It speaks about the goodness of the Lord. But, you can come on in and join. And you may enjoy it. You may contribute just the same. We have to be thankful. Today has been cold, windy, very strong winds. Very strong winds. And it's cold. But we are still thankful. We are still thankful. Let me wait a little. Come along, guys. Come along. Wherever you are. Maybe you're at work. Not a good time. And I oftentimes try to use different time because I know that persons have different times towards whatever they have to do. Welcome to the live, guys. Welcome, welcome. And remember to touch the thumbs up button, man. And Auntie D's here. And as you see the topic, I want us all to share and have a nice little conversation, not for very long, because I realize if I go beyond a certain time, persons start to, get weary. So I try to stay within the time frame that by the time they should start to get weary, we are finished, we wrap up. So happy to have you guys. Happy to have you. Good afternoon. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. As you see, the title we're talking about now is grandparents and the grandchildren. Do you think grandparents should be allowed or be given the responsibility to grow their grandchildren? Tell me what you think. I don't have a problem in them sharing in the grandchildren's lives, right? It is important for the grandparents. Thank you for the emoji and thank you for the heart, right? It is important to have them sharing in their grandchildren's. It is very important. If they have passed on, mean that they have gone to rest permanently, then somebody else can probably take the role to assist and make them feel comfortable, so they know they have somebody they can turn to. But if they're alive, can you tell me one reason why you think? You can put it in the chat, man. Why you think grandparents should be given that responsibility? So whether it's a single mother or they are already couples are together and they have their children, they should take it to their, whether it's a man's parents or the lady's parents, and allow them to raise those children while they go about doing their chores, maybe their jobs, or just pick them up, or they just go someplace else, maybe migrate and leave the children then, or for some reason they don't want to have any children around them. They want to be free. What do you think? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, guys? I'm thinking that these grandparents would have been tired. First, I'm thinking that they would have been tired. Tired in the sense of they would have spent all their energy and time with their children. So now, if they are just going to be a little nanny every now and again, like a couple hours or a weekend or a day, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that, personally speaking. But if they are going to send them off to live, and then now when they go to live with their grandparents, when they see their parents, it's like that bond is not there anymore, right? That bond shift because the role that the parents should play, it's not there. It's not there. So, what are your views? What do you think? Let us share. Let us hear. Because some people believe that their parents should spend the time because most grandparents are not employed. Maybe they are self-employed, they work from home, or they are just not working, they are retired. But like I noticed these days, we have young grandparents. So obviously the parents and grandparents will be gainfully employed, right? And to be easier for the grandparents to stay home, to take those children. But I'm looking at the fact wherein all the responsibilities of the parents is handed down to the grandparents, so they have no time. So it's not like they are leaving the children with their grandparents like a nanny. They are just trying to not have any responsibility towards that. They just want to be going about sporting. They don't want to have any that direct responsibility in raising children. And maybe at that time they didn't plan to have a family as yet. Maybe they are not married, so they just want to just have a good time. And then there comes a child. Or maybe the house, because they didn't plan for it, the house where they are living cannot accommodate the child, or the landlord doesn't want the child there. What are the different excuses that can exist? But the fact is, do you think those grandparents should take on that active responsibility? Do you think they should, or they should allow themselves to be absent? I understand when some parents chose to migrate without their children, whatever their reasons are, when they migrate, they did not have the children's plan in view. So, leaving now, instead of leaving the children with strangers, what they often do is take the children to stay with their grandparents. And sometimes some of these grandparents are not very nice, right? And the children sometimes, because they may be old and they don't respect them anymore, and they know they're not their parents, they tend not to be attentive to what their grandparents are telling them to do. Yeah, guys, want to hear, man. Want to hear somebody's view. If you think grandparents should, it's not a problem. Right? It's not a problem. But let us share. So, as person joined the live, they would have realized, you know, people do have different views. On another hand, grandparents tend to some of them, they don't hold firm any what should I say? They put up, they will accept anything in a more double standard way. They will accept anything, right? And some of them can be so harsh that these children become so fearful that they would prefer being around their parents. What are your views? What are your views? If you have working grandparents, then there obviously won't be any time for those grandparents and the children. I think parents should grow their own children and give them the values and attitudes that they would want them to have. Because maybe along the way, they they were taught properly, and now that we have technology, they don't necessarily have to send the children to live. They can communicate with their parents, that are the children's grandparents. They can communicate, and as a matter of fact, they shouldn't be living with them. The grandchildren shouldn't be living with grandparents. Grandparents are tired because they would have done their time. That's my main idea. They would have done their time, so it would be unfair to those parents, grandparents, to take on those added responsibility for those children. Share your views, man. Nobody can beat you on your view. That's your view. We agree to disagree to agree. We don't have to. You don't have to change your views. What you hold fast is that is your view. What time did I come on? I should have come on from 11. It's almost 1. So I'm here. It's 11. 11. I came on about 110. What is after 110? Yes, people. I'm waiting. I'm listening. I want to hear something. I can't sit still. I want to hear something. I want to hear your views. Come on, share your views, man. I want to hear. Don't be silent. I plan to come on later on late evening, but I don't know the time. And I was hoping to be on by from 11 o'clock today. And I never reach and start come on until after 1. So I still make it because I'm trying to be committed. I'm trying to keep my word. I don't want to allow you guys to be looking out and then Auntie D doesn't show up. What are you saying? Share your views now. What are you saying? Share your views now. What are you saying? Share your views. Okay, then that means that I'm the only person who believe that grandparents should not grow their grandchildren. And others, maybe you think that they should be grown by their grandparents. But guys, remember that the grandparents have lived their time. They're just on a relaxation mode. So they're not going to be so attentive to these grandchildren. And these grandparents know they hardly want to stay home. And the things that you would have learned when you were going to school, the grandparents did not get that sort of teaching. So when the children come home with their homework now, the help that they should be able to get from you, the parent, they are looking toward the grandparents for it, who may not be even able to start a computer for them to do an assignment. So you see where they're going to fall back? They're going to fall back. Right? It is so sad though. It is so sad. But what we have to do is every parent has to do his or her part. Whatever they are assigned to do, they must do their part. They have the children, make preparation for them. If they have to migrate, they can still make some plans, sensible plans, because it's migration. But I'm not just basing my facts on migration, but that is unavoidable. Parents need to go and have possibility with the children, then it could be a problem. But I'm looking at the fact where they are directly sent to live with them. One factor could be that the house that they are living in, it's not of the right size to accommodate children, or the landlord doesn't want any children there. Could be something like that too, you know. So they have to send them down to live with their grandparents. So not even holidays they cannot come up for. They have to stay unless they, the parents, go down to where they are and spend some time with them, which I think is not so nice giving that to the children. So you may find that when the parents go to visit the children, they cry when they are leaving because the bonding now between the parents and children is breaking. And maybe too, the grandparents sometimes can be so tight, so tight, that the children becomes uncomfortable. Come on, guys, I want to hear what you have to say. We won't be spending a long time, in a few minutes, and then we are going to be out. By the time you're going to get tired, you're going to be out, out. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, clap your hands. When the Spirit calls on you, make you shout hallelujah. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands. Where are you? Just a little short live we're going to have. Not a long live. It's a Friday afternoon little chat about grandparents and grandchildren because I've seen the cases and I believe it's worth talking about. It's worth talking about. So we can spend a few minutes more. Hey, reluctant gamer, how are you? Hi, welcome to the live. Happy to have you. Happy to have you, reluctant gamer. How is your day going? How is your hi, joyful Julie? Thank you. Happy to have you. Happy to have you. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, I'm well so far. I'm trying to, do a little live, a short live on the Friday afternoon. So I just said, let me spend a few minutes with you guys. And we are looking at grandparents and grandchildren. If you think grandparents should be allowed to grow or raise or rear their grandchildren. Thank you, Julie. Nice of you being here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, do you think that it is appropriate? I'm saying that the grandparents, although we have young grandparents and we have grandparents who are gainfully employed too, I believe that they would have done their share in their time growing their children. So I think the parents should stand up unless for health reason or they have migrated and they cannot assist. But it should be left solely for the grandparents to do all of that. That's my view. So I want to hear what you guys think. What you guys, if you share the same view or what you think about it. Yes, I thank you so much. Yes, proper upbringing because they would have been more knowledgeable and would have passed through the parents now would have been able to impart, but they'll be there to reinforce, And sometimes the children respond to the grandparents even a little more because sometimes the grandparents come around a more mild way. Hi, Mona. Hi, welcome to the live. How are you doing? Right, right, Julie. Joyful, not right, not full responsibility. I think the parents should stand, and because oftentimes I see, especially very young mothers. Yeah, hi, hi, hi. They just go get the babies and just give it to the grandparents, and then they go on again, and in another while they get another one, and they just keep multiplying. And the poor grandparents, they are left to growing those children. I think it's unfair to those grandparents. It's unfair to them, but some of them again, it's the example that they lead and they don't stand for what they should stand up for. So they agree with this sort of relationship those their children will be having, and some of them they can't say anything because the children will get at them or say things like that, which ends up not healthy for the children, for those grandchildren rather. They should be living at a good distance away, and the parents mold the children. Right. Thank you for that point, Joyful. No grandparents should enable that. But oftentimes we see grandparents taking baby to the clinic, 6 week clinic. And the mother lazy gone about her business, but the grandmother is kind of sympathetic towards the young child. And some grandparents they just don't have the thinking. They just go. And by the time that child starts walking around, by about 2.5, there comes another one again. Yeah, unfortunately, here is a filter. YouTube, I hear your voice. Okay, you hear my voice? I have the mic on. I have the mic on. Right, yeah, okay. Are you hearing me clearly, Mona? Yes, joyful, right. We can't support that because if we are going, if grandparents, although I'm not one yet, if grandparents are going to take over that role, what kind of society are we going to have? We're going to have a jump, we're going to have an overpopulated, no morals and value because, um, okay. I hope you're clearing me clearly because I'm not having any problem from my end. Thank you if you're hearing clearly. Are you hearing clearly better now, Mona? So, these children or grandchildren, they tend to adopt things readily that is not appropriate from grandparents. And some grandparents see things happening and they turn a blind eye, sometimes some monetary reward, that sort of thing. So the children, in a quick time, before they even leave primary school, they see them start to have the attitude. So by the time, right, my internet, I'm sorry. It won't be my internet. I've never had, well, I'll check it out. I've never had that complaint before. Maybe you need to change your location where you're at the time when you're trying to get through, because sometimes you may have internet is weak. I'm not aware of it, but I can still check it out. But I've never had any issue with it. Yeah, so these some of these children because they are seeing so much and they're experiencing so much with the grandparents, and then the parents themselves are so young and they do things that is not even supposed to be seen by these little children. So by the time they reach grade 5 and 6, they start to set in their ways. They start to set because They see grandma, they see grandpa, they see this, they see that, everybody, they are in the, apparently some of them live in one place. So everybody just live. Nobody hide anything. They just do anything. So society will have a lot of persons who will have low morals. Thank you, Joyful. I don't know because I've never had that issue with so I don't know if persons are having it and they are falling off. I've never had that issue before. But the time here has been when I'm in New York and it's very windy and cold. So I don't know if that could be a factor why she's having that problem. Very windy. We thought we're having a hurricane, strong wind. So some places are snowing at the moment, and some are having the winds have checked. So I don't know. I'm just hoping that it will be much better when I go on later. Yes. So as you know, nobody is on. So I don't know. There seems to be an issue though. Some one person is back on. Yes, that's my view. And the children know if when they become so exposed to certain things at an early age, you see that if Joyful is having the problem, it's the weather, you know. It's the weather, it's the wind, it's the wind. It let's study it. Hi Nuku, how are you? Happy to have you. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. How are you doing? Hope all is well. I should have come on before now, but whoa, trying to get so many things done. Okay, okay. Thank you that Joyful not having any problem. All right, thanks for that. So I was saying that because some of these grandchildren are so exposed because everybody is within the same setting, same home, same and maybe not enough space. So everybody they wouldn't have everybody have enough space for him or herself to be separated from. Okay, but you are feeling much better now, right? Okay. So they just become a part of it. So when they get older, they send the children. They do this. The cycle keeps going. So I think somehow that the parents have to stand up. They know they're going to start a family, and they don't have enough space within the home that they grew up. They must first think of where they're going to start the family, not in the same space, because there would not have been any space for them and another addition to a family. So they have our two sisters or whatever together at the same time. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I know that person. I'm not sure Nuku I know that person. I'm not too sure. So that's what happened. What do you have to say about grandparents growing their grandchildren? Do you have a thought on that? Okay, you call mothers. Okay. Okay, yeah, Indy. So yes, they call nanny. Okay, because in English we would have spelled it differently. That's why I didn't pick up on it so readily. Okay, mother's mother, nanny. Okay, okay, you call them nanny in India, but in Jamaica and our truth. That is true. No, no, don't call me no nanny. Not, no, 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 don't call me no nanny. No, no. All right. So that's the point I wanted to share. I wanted others to, add to it. As I say, I don't do a long line, but I wanted to get people's opinion of what they think. So, Nuku, you need to say what are your views about grandparents growing their grandchildren? You call your grandparent nanny, growing their grand. What are your views on that? What do you think? What would you say? Are you in agreement? What? And if you agree, tell me why. And if you disagree, tell me, say why, so we can all understand from a different perspective. Oh my Lord, your granny doesn't like your mother. Is your mother your granny's daughter? Well, maybe you shouldn't even form that opinion. Maybe it's not as bad as you put it. Maybe it's not as bad as you put it. Okay. Maybe it's not as bad as you put it. Maybe she do loves her, but you tend to think different. All right. Don't bother to go down that road now, right? Don't bother go down that road. What are your views? Do you think your grandmother should raise her grandchildren? I want to hear your view. It appears so to me joyful on that road. Coming around and cannot put a thing on. So guys, um, I can amateur. All right, you don't have to be so rude about your granny though. All right. Hello, Kara. I'm happy to have you. Welcome to the live. What do you have to contribute towards our topic? Do you have anything to contribute? What can you say? You know that whatever everybody says is important because we share. I see, come to call this rope. And I had planned to spend half an hour. So maybe maybe he's one of those who have been having problems and then he come and complain, blame it on the others. I agree with you, Black Rose. Happy to have you, Black Rose. I've not seen you in a while. Yeah, they are not supposed to, but they're not supposed to, but oftentimes they are pushed into that position. And sometimes they don't try to reprimand firmly. They take everything for a joke. Okay, guys, as I said, I'm not going to be on for very long because I have to run. I have to get out now. So I hope to be back on later on in the evening, later down. So, okay, Karam, have a rest of the afternoon. I'll catch you guys later. Later, I have to run. The time is running out. I'm going to be late, but I just pop in to say hi. And thank you all for stopping by on Auntie DTV so we can meet another time and we share. Remember to like the channel, subscribe, and share. And the topic I looked at today was because I've seen it happen so many times. And last night when I was talking about grandparents, bye Julie, about grandparents, should they be involved in their grandchildren's lives? And the thought came back to me today to say, some of them are forced to do. So that's why I chose it up. So have a good evening, guys. Okay, so maybe you don't know what to say. All right, no, think about it. Another time you can come and say something. Okay, I really have to run now, right? Bye bye. Later, guys. Later.